Hello there, welcome back to the channel, Loving Life on Less. My name is Liz and today I'm talking about how we preserve eggs so we have some for the future. The humble egg, we freeze them. This video is going to be all about how we freeze them and then how we utilise them afterwards. When I filmed the freezing process yesterday, I had a little bit of a migraine, or the shadow of a migraine. So some of what I said might be a little bit scrambled, no pun intended, or a little bit sort of but I tend to get that when I've had a migraine and the next day I feel a bit groggy. So please excuse that, but let's get straight on to how to freeze eggs for the future. Due to various reasons, there seems to be at the moment a bit of a supply issue with eggs around most of the Western world, unless you've got your own chickens. So what happens if you manage to get some eggs and don't want to use them all at once, or use them in a period of 2 or 3 weeks, because you want to make sure you've got eggs for the future? So when we get a glut of eggs, what we do is we freeze them. They're very easy to freeze, perfect for cooking, baking, omelettes, putting in baking cakes, pancakes, scrambled egg. You can even cook them straight from frozen in your frying pan and you get like little egg patties. The only thing they're no good for is a fried egg with a yellow yolk and a boiled egg with a separate yellow yolk, because you have to blend them together. But it's a great way to preserve eggs for a long period of time. They'll keep between 6 to 12 months. And it also gives you that peace of mind that you have actually got eggs in the freezer should you need them. People also dehydrate eggs. We haven't got around to doing that yet. There's a possibility in the future we may do, but at the moment, with our eggs that we've managed to get from a local farmer, we've managed to get 15 for using now over the next couple of weeks, and these 15 we're going to freeze. I'm going to show you how we do it so we've got eggs for the future. That's all 15 eggs cracked into my bowl. I am now going to just whisk them up. There's no extra additives, no salt or anything like that. I'm just going to whisk up all of the eggs. There's my whisked eggs. I'm now going to prepare the baking tray that I'm going to freeze them in. I've just got a normal fairy cake tin and I've lined it with silicone moulds, and this is what I'm going to use to form each shape of each egg so it freezes separately. Our 15 eggs will make 12 portions, so we're getting just over 1 egg in each measurement, but they were quite small eggs, so it really works out at about 12 large eggs. You can also, if you don't have the silicone tray moulds, you can just use a big muffin tray and just very carefully oil inside each tray, and it just helps the eggs unstick when you take them out. So either use the silicone moulds, which they pop out of really easily, or the muffin tray just slightly oiled with a pastry brush, a little bit of oil on the inside so the eggs pop away easily when done. Right, I'm now going to pour the eggs into all the moulds. Right, I'm now going to freeze these in the top of the freezer for 2 hours. Right, here we are, balanced in the top of the freezer. I've made sure the surface is nice and flat before I pop them on. And also, if you're going to use this method to freeze your eggs, just make sure that the silicone little cupcake trays or your actual baking tray, that they aren't too full, because they will expand ever so slightly when freezing. So I'm going to come back in 2 hours and carry on from there. I have my bags ready to put them in the freezer, and I've doubled bagged them. The frozen eggs will be going in a double bag, and that's just to stop any smells from the freezer. As you may have noticed yourself, food tends to absorb that sort of stale taste from the freezer. So by double bagging it, it helps prevent that. I've also put the date on them just so I know if I've got several batches of frozen eggs, I'm using the oldest first. This may be back to front for you because of the way I'm recording it. But it says the 13th of the 2nd, 23. Right, I'm going to go see if I've actually left it 4 hours. I checked at 2 hours and the frozen eggs weren't fully frozen. So I'm going to check back now, which is 2 hours later. So I've allowed them to freeze for 4 hours, and I'm going to check how they look now and see if they're ready for bagging up. So here's the eggs after 4 hours, all nicely frozen, and I'm just going to pop them out of the mould and pop them into my dated freezer bag. Right, here they all are, popped out of the mould, all pop out quite easily, and I shall just pop the moulds in their washing bowl to wash up, and I shall pop these in the freezer. When I want to use them, I take them out about 4 hours, and we'll have perfectly whisked egg for omelette, baking, scrambled egg. You can actually cook them from frozen, which I'm going to do now. I'm going to cook a couple from frozen and to make some little egg omelettes. So here we go. Right, so I'm just going to pop the little frozen eggs in. And I'm going to pop the lid on so that as they start to cook, obviously they leak a bit of water and you don't want it splattering everywhere. So pop the lid on and come back in a couple of minutes and see how they're looking. As you can see, they're spitting quite well due to the water leaking into the fat, so just ensure you've got a lid on them. And you can turn them over and brown the top off when they're almost cooked, but at the moment they're still a little bit wobbly on top. This is the little eggs turned over. As you can hear, it's the spitting and the fizzling's all gone now. That lets you know they're not far off ready. About 3 minutes on one side, 90 seconds on the other side, and you've got perfect little omelettes straight from frozen. Little mini omelettes cooked from frozen. If you like the content, please like and subscribe, and we'll be back again really soon with another video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.